February here in the Northern Hemisphere can be tough. Kids are getting antsy, and so are parents. Yes, I have a lot of ideas collected for fun things to do in the house. But what about settling in and embracing the coziness that can come with February? Just when we thought things were warming up here in Central Texas, the temperatures dropped, and we're reminded that Punxsutawney Phil, the official groundhog and weatherman, saw his shadow earlier in the month and predicted 6 more weeks of winter. So we shouldn't be surprised, right? And since we're always learning, let's find out more about this international idea called hygge, something I think unschoolers might find really valuable. We can learn from the Scandinavians, who certainly know how to do winter. And if you're like me, you're a little distracted by the word itself. How do you pronounce it? According to my Google search, it's pronounced hygge or hygge. And if you have a Danish accent, I'm sure you'll sound much better than me with my Texas accent. So the word is said to have no direct translation into English, though cozy comes close. And it comes from a 16th century Norwegian term, hygge, meaning to comfort or to console, which is related to the English word hug. So there's a cool word association to share with the kids, right? It's associated with relaxation and indulgence and gratitude. Hygge has long been considered part of the Danish national character. And the Danes are always showing up in surveys as the happiest people in the world. So maybe we could learn why. But before we dive into this, I'm Sue Patterson, and this is the Unschooling Mom to Mom podcast. I come here with little unschooling pep talks or small bits of information to help support you on your unschooling journey. I hope you're enjoying this podcast as much as I do. I love having 5 or 10 minutes with you to share what I know about ways to make unschooling work. I'll add resources below because I have a lot of ways for us to connect. I think the reason we as unschoolers might want to know more about hygge is that it's all about enjoying our time with loved ones in a relaxed and cozy atmosphere. That sounds like a goal for unschooling homes, right? So, what would it include? Cozy blankets and pillows, the smell of something yummy in the oven, candles flickering, even if they have to be battery operated, mugs of hot chocolate or warm cider, warm slippers and nubby socks. You could even turn it into a family event. Turn the lights down low and put on an audiobook everyone would enjoy. Snuggle together and bask in the connection you're creating within your family. And even though we think hygge is synonymous with winter in Scandinavia, I think for our Southern Hemisphere unschoolers reading and listening in, you can still do cozy when the weather is heating up. Maybe it would mean a fire pit in the backyard and cooking s'mores outside together. Maybe it would be a comfy patio furniture or a blanket and a pillow for hanging out together under the stars. When we look at hygge through an unschooling lens, we can see that it's about prioritizing our connection with our loved ones, creating a shelter from the storm, so to speak, setting up an environment so we have what we need to make it easy to rest into those moments together. One of the things that was really important for me and for our family was that I wanted our home to be like a cozy nest, a soft spot to land when they return from their adventures out in the world, or somewhere they could feel nourished as they daydreamed and played and enjoyed their life. When I look back at what our home was like, even though we moved frequently, some things continued from one location to the next. I think we were practicing hygge and didn't even realize it. People often ask me to describe what our lives were like as I unschooled my 3 kids. So I have some resources that can help you embrace a little more hygge in your home. I even created a guide called Your Unschooling Home with lots of great ideas and suggestions. You know, hygge can happen any time of the year, anytime you want to create a little more connection, think about ways to cozy up the house. What would your family enjoy? And one of the wonderful things about unschooling is that you don't have to distract yourself with things that don't matter. Lesson plans and curriculum can often be disconnected and irrelevant. But the weather and the seasons, that's living in the moment. And it gives you the time and space to focus on what would strengthen your relationship with your own kids. Hygge. Yeah, that works for us, right? Okay. I'll be back hopefully next week with a little more. We had some questions that came up from the last podcast about technology. I'm not really surprised. So I think I'll tackle that next. Enjoy your kids, keep it cozy, and we'll talk again soon.